So the question here is, should there be age limits for elected officials? The debate is heating up after alarming moments from Senators Mitch McConnell and Dianne Feinstein, as you just saw that. What do you guys think?
You know, Nikki Haley has called for a competency test, as opposed to strictly putting an age limit on Congress, rather at some point asking legislators to pass some level of competency. I don't know. I don't know whether or not that's the answer, an age limit's the answer, or term limits, quite honestly, could be a nice fix to this as well. These people, you're shaking your head.
I don't believe in that.
You don't believe in term limits?
No. I don't.
What about an age?
I don't want expert legislators. No. I don't think you get better the longer you stay. I think you. Well, I do think there
is some institutional knowledge that comes with being in there a long time. But I will say, I just think the voters, if they want to vote in a cabbage, then let them do it. I mean, that's kind of how I feel.
I mean, they are voting in cabbages.
They are. They're doing it.
I'm sorry to say it.
You get the democracy, you get the republic that you vote for.
I was just thinking, you know, I'm always very struck by the gerontocracy in American politics. You know, Strom Thurmond famously in the Senate at the age of 100 said to people it was the best retirement home imaginable. He was looked after. He had drivers. He had all these carers around him. I'm not sure that's the best position that people should be in when they're in the Senate.
I'm struck by both of you disagreeing with me so readily on term limits.
Well, I don't mind term limits. Yeah. I wouldn't mind the term limits. What I mind is the fact that this should effectively be policed by the voter, and it weirdly isn't. I mean, both Feinstein and McConnell are very distinguished public servants. They have done an incredible amount in their lives. They've had extraordinary careers, and they're at risk of being remembered for this sort of really just, you know, cringe-makingly embarrassing moment. And I just checked beforehand, you know, look at the average age of world leaders around the world. Here in America, Donald Trump, 77, Joe Biden, over 80. Joe Biden famously will be 86 at the end of a second term. Go around the rest of the world. Justin Trudeau, not my favourite political leader.
Yeah,
so
come on.
It clearly shows that age is not everything. Certainly youth isn't everything. Trudeau is 51. President Macron of France is 45. Rishi Sunak in the UK is younger than me. He's 43. And it's in America, and I think only America of all the democracies, that we've got this strange thing of the people in their 80s and 90s still holding their grip on politics.
But they're given that power by the people. Now, I look at someone like Mitch McConnell. Like, why would Mitch McConnell still be wanting to do this? Mitch McConnell doesn't have any kids. He doesn't have any grandkids to go home to. This is like his life, right? But I really blame the people of Kentucky who put this man in. There's not even a policy he has that's in line with the base of the Republican Party, that he's just so out of touch, but the people put him in. And by the way, he has these long terms, you know, as a senator. They're in for, what, 6 years? So maybe they saw the decline too late. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Well, I want to hear what Lawrence Jones's interview with people on the street was about whether or not there should be age or term limits in Congress.
No, it should not have an age limit.
There should have been a few years ago.
I don't think so much of the age limit. It's just the maturity and your knowledge.
Not necessarily worried about the age. How about the IQ?
No matter what, there is a certain limitation on, you know, development in your mind and everything. There should be a limit.
Yeah, it shouldn't be past 50.
Term limit, sure, not an age limit. Anyone who is like 25 is as competent as somebody who's 85.
Joe Biden's been in office since basically the day he graduated law school. And, you know, people could say whatever, but he's been in power too long. And I believe Congress should have term limits as well.
You should have that term, use what you can with it, and then hopefully it's for the better of everybody.
I have trouble seeing the downside of imposing term limits. I think that one of the reason America embraces older politicians is that name ID, brand recognition is something that is established within the voters' minds. It's just easy. Oh, I know who Mitch McConnell is. He's been there a long time. And I think corruption goes hand in hand with the length of service. And, you know, there's an argument to be made that if you term limit them, then the permanent Washington is what actually ends up running.
That's exactly my concern.
They do it anyway.
Well,
it's not like you look at it now. It's like, are you telling me these staffs or permanent administrators at all these departments aren't consistent and run Washington? So we might as well look. The other odd thing is they're all rich. They've been politicians their entire lives, and they're all rich.
Mitch McConnell's a really good example of that. So is Joe Biden. Yeah.